Yes, good afternoon, students. Now I'm going to explain how GDP is measured. In other words, how total production of final goods in the economy is measured. Now, there are three ways to measure GDP. One of the first way I would like to explain is the value-added approach. Now, the value-added approach is to subtract the price you paid for the input resources from the price that you sold the good that you produced using the input resources. So if you paid $1 to buy input resources and you produced a good out of those input resources and you sold that good for $2, you have added value of $1, which is $2 minus $1. Now, let's look at the table on the board so you can have a better view. Now, this is a firm, and this is value production, and this is a firm, this is value production, and value added. Okay? So, now, here's a cotton farmer. And a cotton farmer, the value of raw cotton is $1. Okay? And assuming the cotton farmer got the cotton for $0. So, so the value added by the cotton farmer is $1. Okay. Okay. Now, the textile mill bought the raw cotton from the cotton farmer. So the value of raw cotton woven into cotton fabric is $3. So, so the value added by the cotton textile mill is $3 minus 1 is equal to 2. Now, the shirt company bought the woven cotton fabric from the textile mill firm and made cotton fabric and made a shirt out of the cotton fabric and sold the shirt for $15. So the value added by the shirt manufacturer is $15 minus 3 is equal to 12. And now the shirt company now sold the shirt to LL Bean, and LL Bean now sold the shirt on his website for $35. So the value added by LL Bean is equal to $35 minus $15 for which LL Bean paid for the shirt from the shirt company, and now the value added by LL Bean is $20. Now, what is the total value added? The total value added is $35. Why? Because when you add up the value added by each individual firm, okay, it's going to come up to $35. So which is $1 plus 2, that's 3, plus 12, that's 15, okay, and plus 20, and that is 35. Okay, and again, another thing to take note of is that the sum of the value added is always equal to the price of the final good, which is the price that LL Bean sold the shirt on his website. Now, there is another way to measure GDP, which is the expenditure approach. The expenditure approach. So we add up household consumption So we add up household consumption, which is GDP, okay, is equal to household consumption plus government purchases, okay, plus investment, purchases of businesses of new machinery, tools, and equipment, and also the foreign sector, which is net export, which is X minus V, where X stands for exports and V stands for import. Okay, so this is how we measure GDP using the expenditure approach. Okay, now when we add up household consumption, government purchases, business investments, and the net export, that should be equal to gross domestic product. Now, the third way to measure GDP is the income approach. The income approach, we add up wages, which is the reward received by labor, and we add up rent, which is the reward received by natural resource or land owners, and interest, which is the reward received by capital. And we also add up profit, which is a reward received by entrepreneurial ability. And when we add up these four rewards for owning factor resources, it still does not add up to gross domestic product. It still does not add up to gross domestic product. So we have to do some adjustment, and we have to add to these factor incomes, we have to add non-income expenses. And one of them is indirect business taxes. We have to add indirect business taxes to the factor income. And another non-income expense, a second non-income expense that we have to add to the factor income is depreciation. We also have to add depreciation. Depreciation is the value of the productive resources that were used up in the production process. Okay, and since this were paid by someone, they will have to add them to the factor income. And finally, we add up statistical discrepancy if there's any discrepancy. So we add up statistical discrepancy, and finally, the income approach will now be equal to gross domestic product. Thank you.